about how they're going to be able to pay their rent each month. They're worried about how they're going to pay for gas to get to work. Okay? They're worried about how they're going to be able to pay for groceries. These are the things people are worried about. The economy and the border, those are the top two issues right now people are worried about. Then it's foreign policy, and then you start going down the line of identity politics, which is what you're discussing, which is race, abortion. There's many other topics when it comes to identity politics. But I'm trying to ask you why you support Harris. Okay? Tell us why you support her without mentioning Donald Trump. Let's try this again here. You can't seem to get him out of your mind or something. I don't know what's going on.
No, you can't get Donald Trump. You're trying to get Donald Trump a pass. Donald Trump is a convicted
I'm not.
And
I'm trying to.
Donald Trump cheated on his wife.
I'm trying to debate real issues here, and it doesn't seem you're serious enough. So you're dropped. Guys, if this is your best, you got a lot to learn. If this is the best you've got on the Democratic side, this is very sorry. This just goes to prove our point even more that you guys are only voting for Harris because you hate Trump. Nothing else. There's no other reason why you're not voting Harris. Okay? It has nothing to do with policy whatsoever. And that should be very concerning to you because that's weird. That is very weird. You should be voting for somebody based on their policy and how they can enrich your life and make it better in your family's lives and your friends. You shouldn't just be voting for somebody based off of emotion, or you didn't like the way somebody talked. You didn't like the way they tweeted. Oh, yeah, that's not how life works, okay? It works based off of real issues people experience in life, everyday life. So when you vote for people who don't make any changes that help us out or benefit us in everyday life, you're hurting us more than you're helping us. And we're trying to get you to understand and realize this, but you guys have been so brainwashed into thinking that, these people on the left actually care about you, that it's sad. They don't care about you. They just want your vote. Why weren't they working on any of these issues while they were in office? Why are they promising you now to take care of these things when they get in office? They're still in office for another 5 months. What exactly has the Harris and Biden administration done to help you and make your lives better personally? You guys keep bringing up the economy. You guys really got nothing because Harris isn't the same as Joe. She would be running off separate policies. But even if we were to entertain this, let's just say we were going to entertain this, okay? I, for one, have never, not one time, okay, been asked to participate in any polling, any of this data that gets, presented. I've not one time been asked to participate in it. And I would think and I would imagine there'd be a lot of other people in here as well that would agree. So where are they getting this information from when they say inflation's down? They say that the economy is doing good. They say that the GDP is up. Jobs are doing good. Okay? People are able to afford things. They're able to afford groceries. They're able to afford gas. No, they're not struggling. What do you mean? The American people are telling you this straight from their mouth. So I don't care what any piece of data says. I don't care what any polling numbers say. I'm going to believe the actual people who are saying they're having these issues, including myself, over some lying information and lying data that is not true. So, anyways, let's bring the next person up.
Can you explain why Biden brought up Charlottesville again? That was debunked.
Oh, did somebody bring up Charlottesville?
Yeah, Biden did.
He brought it up tonight? Yeah, I mean, the guy lied again tonight, bringing up Charlottesville. Donald Trump never said there was very fine people on both sides. And this has been fact-checked. Okay? And if you want, we can bring it up and show you personally. We might have to because they told a lot of lies tonight at that convention.
Well, Biden alone said, like, we have 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what the average tax rate they pay? 8.2%. That was a huge lie. They pay more than 8%. They pay close to 15%, 23%, and 24%. So he lied about that. He lied.
The guy is always
lied about building electric vehicle charging stations.
Ma'am, who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
Okay. Can you tell us why you support Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name, and give us one policy of hers you support? And don't mention Joe Biden either, or any of his policies or his administration.
I'm supporting her because, number one, I want her to be the person to appoint the next 2 Supreme Court justices. Number two, I feel like she will protect our democracy.
Wait. How's she going to appoint Supreme Court justices when we already have 9?
Because 2 of them are getting ready to retire.
No,
for that.
Not true.
They've said
Who's
it.
retiring?
Thomas and Alito.
It wouldn't be Alito. It would be Sotomayor. It wouldn't be Alito. It would be Sotomayor. She's the oldest.
Well, Alito said that he would be retiring in the next.
No, he didn't. No,
yes,
he didn't.
did.
When did he say that?
He said I can't say Donald Trump's name, but he said if Donald Trump gets into office,
no,
he's
he
going to
didn't.
retire.
That's false.
He didn't?
He say that. He
No, he didn't.
Never said that.
False. That's election
Well,
interference.
anyway, you asked me what I wanted to say.
No,
I told
anyways, you can't make up lies.
What, Trump makes up lies every day.
So you're running for president
I make up
now?
a lie, but that's not a lie. That's really.
So that gives you a right to lie because Trump lies every day, according to your logic. That doesn't.
Wow, pull it up, lady. Pull up your fact. Come on, I just fact checked you. Pull it up, lady.
I'm gonna vote for Kamala Harris.
Pull it up, lady. Don't ignore the question. Pull it up. You said Alito said that he was going to quit if Trump comes into office. That's called election interference. The Supreme Court is supposed to stay neutral. Pull it up, lady. You made a statement that was false. Go ahead. Pull it up. You're getting walked right now. See that corgi on the screen? It means you're getting walked. Lady, you're getting walked right now. You're getting walked like a little puppy, a little chihuahua. Where you at?
On November 5th, whenever
lady, pull it up, lady. Pull it up.
Yeah.
You're going to get
in your dreams.
Lady, pull it up.
You're going to be very upset whenever he loses.
In your
dreams. Down in the polls.
In your dreams.
And he's losing Florida quickly.
Yeah. All these things you're saying, we can't believe a word you're saying now because you already said a lie. Think about that. You can't
Florida's one of the biggest red states out there. I doubt he's losing Florida.
He has the audacity to tell me to fact check myself when Donald Trump, every time he opened his lips, he lied. And also, you want to rave about the cost of groceries whenever he's selling a box of cereal for $24.99. So if he's so upset about the cost of food, why does he have a box of Trump cereal for sale for $24.99? And if you don't believe me, go look at
Why are you so worried about what he has for sale?
Exactly.
Why are you so worried about what Kamala's going to do or what she hasn't done? That woman has a DA.
Because it impacts my life.
She was a senator.
It impacts my life personally. That's why I'm worried about it.
Trump would impact my life.
It impacts my family's life. It impacts my friend's life. What do you mean? It impacts my fellow countrymen and women's lives. That's why I'm worried about it.
My life. Trump will impact my grandchildren's lives.
Yeah, in a good way. Yes.
No, he would not. Because
he would not.
Wants to come
Just like you cash his checks.
No, he would not.
Just like you cash his 2 checks.
Based off of what? You're saying no, he would not.
You cash his 2 checks. Don't lie now. You got that money in the mail.
Based off of what? How is he going to impact your children's lives and your grandchildren's lives negatively? Please, I'd love to hear this. Out of all of his policies he has listed, how is it going to impact you in a negative way? I would love to hear this.
That's the worst lie I heard tonight. Alito's going to retire if Trump comes into office.
You guys must be pretty desperate if you're making shit up like this. Oh, she left.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you got to know what to do.
All right, guys. You guys really aren't sending your best. We need a challenge here. Please, please. Oh, by the way, I know we got a little distracted in doing that, but I fact-checked the Charlottesville issue here. while we were listening to that disaster. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I appreciate it.
That's a dog walk, brother.
Okay, so Joe Biden brought up Charlottesville tonight at the DNC, and we're fact-checking it. This is Snopes.com, a left-leaning fact-checking website. It says, no, Trump did not call neo-Schmazis and white supremacists very fine people. Okay? So the claim, on August 15, 2017, then-President Donald Trump called neo-Schmazis and white supremacists who attended the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, very fine people. The rating is false. So the context. In a news conference after the rally protesting the planned removal of a Confederate statue, Trump did say there were very fine people on both sides, referring to the protesters and the counter-protesters. He said in the same statement he wasn't talking about neo-Schmazis and white nationalists, who he said should be condemned totally. So that throws your race narrative out the window completely, because here's proof that he condemned it totally. But he wasn't referring to neo-Schmazis and white supremacists, very fine people. This has been fact-checked, Snopes.com, and the rating is false. So enough with your BS, guys. I'm just fact-checking what Joe Biden said tonight. The guy dropped out for a reason, because he's a failure. And he knew he couldn't beat Donald Trump at the polls, so he dropped out of the race.
Well, I got another fact check, too. Joe Biden said, we used to import products and export jobs. He said, now we export American products and create American jobs right here in America. And obviously that was false. So far this year, the United States has imported more goods than it has exported, which led to an adjusted trade deficit of more than $567 billion. The goods trade deficit actually blew up since Biden took office in 2020, when it was handed over to him, a beautiful economy from Trump, by the way. The goods trade deficit was $901 billion. After Biden's first year in office, it increased over $1 trillion. It stayed above that threshold every subsequent year. So that's exactly the Biden economy right now. We are in a trade deficit, whereas under Trump, we actually were weren't in a deficit, because we were putting these tariffs on China, South Korea, Japan. We got hundreds of billions of dollars from China.
See if you can get us to 100K here. I know it's a long shot, but I think we can do it. If we can do it in the next 30 minutes or less, that'd be great. Tap the screen for a good 5 minutes if you can. If you're a Trump supporter, if you're new to the live, throw a capital W in the chat. Hit the red follow button at the top of the screen. Welcome in. And Maligator, who are you voting for?
Hi, Justin. I just wanted to say that you're really handsome, and if you're married, your wife's a really lucky woman.
I'm not married, ma'am.
Ooh.
But I do appreciate the compliment.
Okay, thanks.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Also, I'm not even registered to vote because I know my vote doesn't matter.
Wow, man, you just turned me off completely.
I do my research.
Ma'am, you're going to have to register to vote, and you're going to have to vote for Trump.
We'll see.
All right, well, appreciate you coming up. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get can we get a Harris supporter to come up, please?
Keep your hands off my man.
What do we got in the queue here? We got a lot of people in the queue. Whoa. 25 requests, brother.
That's on you, bro. I'm not bringing.
I don't know who to pick. I don't know who's a Democrat and who's not a Democrat. I guess if they're not following me, they're not a Republican.
I would say that's true.
So I'm guessing Ryan Smith is not voting Trump.
Ryan Smith, change your name.
Can you tell us why you support Harris without mentioning Donald Trump?
No, this is the same dude we walked before that said he would change his name, and he still hasn't changed it.
Oh, it is?
Yep. He's re-energized. He's re-energized now because he just watched the DNC.
I thought you guys blocked me. But then it just came up in my feed.
You.
How can we block you if you're in the panel?
Well, or either way, I think you guys monetized me and blocked me for a day. And then
probably because you wouldn't change your name, brother. Everyone here,
I don't know. I don't know how you guys got
here's how it went down. Ryan said that if I could walk him within 3 minutes, that he would change his name. I did it in 30 seconds, and he did not change his name.
No.
He was supposed to change his name to Bitchass, and he didn't do it.
You think your bones saw? I got you here for 3 minutes.
All right, brother. Let's go round for round. I'll let you and Justin handle this one, brother.
All right, so tell us why you're supporting Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name. Dude, you can turn it up as much as you want. You've got an Android, okay? It's a shitty phone, I'm sorry. You need to get yourself Tell us why you're supporting Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name or anything about Joe Biden's administration. Can you give us one policy why you're supporting Harris and why you like that policy and why you think it's good?
No tax on tips. Loving it. It's a good policy.
That's Trump's policy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Was it patent?
Okay, so I'm going to say this, okay? Kamala Harris is literally trying to copy President Trump in every way, shape, form, or fashion she can. And this is a perfect example right here.
She already said she's going to
copying his no tax on tips policy. Now, here's what I'm going to say, okay? If they were so concerned about no tax on tips, why does she need to be elected next year in order to get it done? Why can't they do it now? Why can't they do it now? She's been in office almost 4 years. She's promising to do something. She's promising to do something that she could have been done. Okay, and I don't believe a word that comes out of her mouth, to be honest. I don't think she's going to do anything related to that. I think she's just trying to appease to certain people so she can get a vote. And that's the only reason she even brought that up. But I think it's a good policy, yeah, only because it's Trump's policy. But is that all you got? What other policies other than that?
Gouging, price gouging, price gauging. It's good policy.
How is that good for us?
How is that good for us?
Yeah.
Well, big corporations can't be digging into our pockets and creating inflation, even though they're printing money.
I don't think that's what causes inflation, but nice try.
What company?
People say it's printing.
Hold on. What company? Can you name one company that's been accused of price gouging, specifically food?
Kellogg's.
No, they have not. Show me the. Hold on a second. Show me the court case where they've been pulled in front of a court, or any indictment, or any investigation by the USDA or the FDA of price gouging from Kellogg's.
Let's get real. Harbor Freight. Way out, dude.
It's not. It wasn't. No, it's on.
I think you're just spewing off random company names, and you expect us to believe.
No,
Harbor Freight's.
Not at all.
It's on goods and services. Okay, so again, what company has been accused of price gouging? Literally accused by either the FDA or the Department of Agriculture.
I just gave you two.
No, that's not true, brother. Pull it up.
Boeing.
Pull it up, brother. That's not. You're just naming stuff off the top of your head.
Random names off that have not been proven to be.
Well, you guys have been asking for names.
And another question is, if companies, if corporations.
And by the way, Boeing is not a grocery store, bro. What are you talking about? You just got done mentioning food and price gouging.
You said goods. That's a good.
No, the word that came out of your mouth was food, and then you brought up Boeing. How does that even correlate to food?
I said inflation.
You said red meats and something else. You were talking
meats.
about food, bro.
Meats.
And then you definitely. Oh my God!
I just said name any food thing that they're going after. Who's been accused
you
of
said
it.
name
That's why I
any
said USDA, Department of Agriculture, and the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. That's what I said. I was specifically talking about food.
You said Kellogg's, but then you mentioned Boeing, Harper Freight.
Exactly.
These are not food companies, brother.
Ryan, real quick, what happens if these companies don't comply? So let's say they go after Kellogg's, okay, and the company refuses to raise their price. What would happen to them?
Man.
They would arrest them. They would throw them into gulags. That's what socialists do. That's a socialist policy.
Let's face it.
Hold on, I'm not done. That's a socialist policy. If they refuse to comply, they would arrest them and throw them in the gulags. That's what Comrade Kamala wants to do. That's a socialist thing. That's called Maduro politics. It didn't work in Venezuela. It didn't work in North Korea. It works nowhere. It starves the people. It's a horrible policy.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Facts.
If you don't believe in communism, dude, let's get honest. We got too much freedom in America. We need to put a choke on this freedom.
What? Dude, are you out of your mind?
Guys, this radical leftist just said we have too much freedom in America. That's your best.
You need to put a choke on
guys.
it, dude.
That is your best.
Price gouging, right? Puts a chokehold. Puts a cap on everything.
Gouging. He just said too much freedom, brother. You just lost all credibility. Even your supporters, brother. Even your supporters don't support you now.
Now, if that's your best, he's gone now.
Even your supporters don't support you
once again. Capital W's in the chat. Tap the screen, guys. We're almost at 100K here. You guys got us up. Wow, you got us almost 50K likes in 9 minutes. That's crazy. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are rock stars. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Keep tapping that screen. Let's see if we can hit 125K next. But I want to thank you in advance for the 100K likes here. Okay. What's this guy's name?
Jack Nasty.
Oh, goodness. I know this guy's a Democrat by the name. Go ahead and tell us why you support Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name or Joe Biden's name or his administration, and give us one policy of Harris's you like, or even just why you support her.
Ethics.
Come again?
Ethics.
You gotta be more specific here, bud.
Ethics is the morality leading to your decision making.
I'm just wondering where you're going with this. What's the point you're making?
How she's ethical, which that leads to better decisions, ethical decisions.
Ethical. What ethical decision has she made, brother?
Well, she's a prosecutor and she's not.
What am I watching? Billy Madison here? I'd like to pick the topic of ethics. Dude, do you even know what the hell you're saying?
Ethics is probably the most important issue with our election.
No, it's not, because by all polling data, it's economy first, immigration number 2. You know where ethics falls? Nowhere, brother. It's nowhere. It doesn't even poll. Ethics has never been a political issue, brother.
Well, ethics leads to economic decision making.
What ethical decision has she made? Was it when she kept people overstuffed in jails at 140% rate in order to sweep the California forests to prevent forest fires and kept them locked up? Was it when she released people that should have been held in jail? Was it when she refused to present evidence in order to clear a man's name so he could have been freed? Was it when she refused to prosecute a cop killer to the fullest of the law? Was it when she proposed her 2019 LIFT Act, which would have been a $21 trillion tax on the American people?
Well, do you want to talk about some of those one at a time, like the guy on death? He's still on death row, and all that was bogus.
Which ethics? No, it wasn't. Which ethics
do you want to talk about?
Which ethics do you want to talk about? No, it wasn't, brother. I'm right. What ethics do you want to talk about? What ethical decision has she made? Can you name one ethical decision?
Hey, Jack, was it ethical when they put undocumented migrants over the American people while people were put in luxury hotels and given Visa cards to buy food. We're talking
what luxury hotels?
cash
The
assistance,
Waldorf Astoria?
literally sucking the
You
lives
guys are
out
just
of the
making
American
up a whole
people.
bunch of shit.
Literally surviving off of the American
you guys are just
people's
lying
backs.
about everything.
Surviving off the American people's backs of their hard-earned tax-paying dollars. You want to talk about ethics? That's not ethical. Was it ethical when she was border czar and didn't do absolutely anything, and she had to be told to go down to the border?
There's no such thing as a
versus
border
taking
czar.
the initiative to go down there on her own, because an ethical person would just go down there on their own if millions of people were coming into the country,
You
and
even
people
know what
like
she was
Laken
instructed to
Riley,
do?
Rachel Marin, okay, Jocelyn Nungaran,
Okay, she was
losing
instructed
their
to go
lives.
to
Do you think
Central-
that's ethical? Do you think their border policy is ethical? Absolutely
You
not.
just like listening to yourself talk, or you're gonna let me answer?
There's
You don't
nothing
have
you
an answer, brother.
There's nothing
You
you
sound like
can
a little
say here and
bitch.
make
Listening,
you sound
you love
even
listening
sound.
to your own voice. Don't
There's
you?
nothing you could say here to even make your sound yourself
Yes,
make any
Kamala
sense
went down to
whatsoever.
Honduras, in the countries that were
It's a
actually
flying
coming
jet
in.
show for you, brother. Something you'll never in your life ever get. Because you want to know why?
You just got owned.
The words that come out of your mouth make no sense, and that's why nobody would ever gift you in their life, okay? And I don't do it for gifts. I just do it because somebody's got to come up here and put you Democrats in your place, because your
I
constituents,
know a lot of females
your
love listening to
constituents,
themselves talk.
because your constituents and your minions come onto these apps. They get paid to lie. They
Justin.
put propaganda. And so we got to come on here every day to combat the radicalness.
There's the misogyny. You just heard what he said? He said a lot of females love to hear themselves talk. Brother, are you a misogynist,
They do.
brother? Are you a misogynist? Are you
No,
a
I just-
homophobe,
I
brother?
just know-
You
I
come
just
through the
know the
female?
type of
I can
people I'm
assure
speaking
you,
with.
I can assure you,
See how the
brother.
names
They're
come out, guys?
anti-homophobe because
I
they
can
haven't
assure
come out
you,
of the
brother.
closet.
See how the
I
names
can
come
assure
out?
you, brother, I'm not a female, okay?
You're probably
not a female.
anti-homophobic. You're probably homophobic
I'm a
too,
logic. I am a logic.
because you're scared to come out of the closet.
No.
Tell us,
no.
Justin.
Homophobic here,
Oh, trust me.
Oh,
No.
look at
no.
him. He
Guys.
now keep
Is
talking.
this guy?
Guys,
is
we
this
have
guy-
a homophobe in the chat. We have a
is this guy
homophobe in
Talking.
the
Let's
chat.
hear your voice some more, Justin.
Oh, make sure you report this guy in the comments. He's apparently against the community.
He is
Well,
crazy.
in any way, shape, I am not into men, okay? So I'm not going to even entertain you, brother. So I've dropped you. At least I don't have a problem with people who decide to live that lifestyle. You want to live like that, that's fine. But we're not going to accept people up into the panel that are going to shame that community, because we think they're excellent people, and we want them to come over to our side. Because, by the way, guys, if you are on that side, if you are part of that community, that was a Democrat that just said that.
There's a Democrat who just mocked a woman and said they couldn't shut up. Isn't that funny? That was a Democrat. And by the way, he wants to talk about ethics. He wasn't being very ethical himself. And as far as ethics go, I don't think it's ethical for Kamala Harris to be part of the $20 million Minnesota bail fund that bailed criminals out of jail. Which, by the way, they went on to unalive people. And they went on to essay multiple people. And crime was even more rampant once they were released.
Okay. We got another one here. Another one, like Khaled would say. DJ Khaled. Okay,
What up, buddy?
I think he's a liberal.
Justin?
That's beside the point. Who are you supporting?
I'm supporting the genius, the most benevolent, the joyful Kamala Harris.
The wrinkled neck Harris.
I think you must be mistaking her.
Not a
for
stooge
Donald
like
Trump.
Trump.
I
She's
think,
not a stooge like a
I think
Trump.
you must be mistaking her for Donald Trump, because she is no way near
Thanks for the
close to a
calculator.
genius.
She's Donald Trump is a dumb fuck. Don't even talk about it. And all his speeches, recent speeches are slurs. Nothing else but slurs. You know that.
What, brother?
Dude, I think you've had too many White Claws tonight. I'm going to have to drop you.
You had too many of those Indian River orange
I don't even
juices.
understand what the hell you're saying. Jesus Christ.
Man, I thought I was getting a scam phone call for a minute.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I thought
Okay.
I was going to ask to turn on my computer and give them remote access.
Sir, can you tell us why you're supporting Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name or Joe Biden?
Oh no, man! I don't even know how I got added to this. I didn't mean to come on. I'm for Trump.
Oh, okay, yeah, brother. We're proud of you.
I think I accidentally clicked request.
You know what, brother? I got you, brother. I got you a follow, man.
Give him a follow, guys. He's a Trump supporter.
You might do the follow. Trump supporter.
But I was listening. Y'all left out the crime lab for Kamala Harris.
Yo, go over that real quick for us, man.
You know where they were testing all the samples for the evidence, and she knew that there was some unethical behavior going on.
Yes.
She allowed the evidence to be submitted into court, and those people went to jail.
It would have exonerated people. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. Yes.
Yeah, talk about unethical. That's Kamala Harris, the guy that was just up here talking about ethics. There you go.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Thanks, man. I'm still listening in the chat.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming up, man. What an awesome patriot right there. See the difference between normalcy and unnormal? That guy was absolutely normal. He was calm. He was collected. That's because he's a Trump supporter. You guys are radical. You guys are Marxists. You speak with your emotions. You're mad that your candidate isn't Joe Biden. By the way, why aren't you voting for Joe Biden right now? What happened to your vote? Why aren't you voting for Joe Biden? That's my real question. Why aren't you guys voting for Biden? What happened to him? He disappeared like a fart in the wind.
Yeah, well, listen, he literally got the floor mopped with his ass. And the guy did so bad, which, by the way, he knew he wasn't going to beat Trump at the polls. I don't know what the hell he meant by he was neck and neck tie with him. That's what he said on the ABC interview. I was neck to neck with him. I was tied up in the polls. Well, then why'd you drop out if you were neck to neck tied in the polls? You wouldn't drop out if you're neck tied in the polls. You wouldn't drop out. He dropped out because he knew he was going to lose, and his party did not want him to move forward. So they needed a backup plan. They needed to go with the coconut head, okay? Which you guys were just supporting Joey 3 short weeks ago. You guys all loved him. You guys have been defending this man's cognitive decline for the last 4 years now almost, okay? And not one time did you guys ever have a problem with it, but now, because we're up for re-election and we're in election season, now you guys know we can't go with this guy. There's no way we're going to win at the polls. So what do? Team, can we get together? Yeah. Obama. Clinton. Pelosi. Schumer. Yeah. Can we endorse Harris and can we throw Joe to the side? And we're going to go ahead and select her for you guys. Because she wasn't elected, she was selected. In fact, she didn't get one single vote in the primary. And that, my friends, is cult-like behavior. That, my friends, is brainwashed. You guys are voting for a candidate who you didn't even vote for to begin with. That's the crazy part. You didn't vote for her. She was selected on behalf of the Democrat leaders of the party. That's the crazy part. So, let's bring another Democrat up here. Let's see if we can get one to come on up. What do we got here?
Hello.
Okay, Verbal.
What's up?
Are you supporting Harris?
Trump
I am not. I only came up to say that I don't think it's really ethical of Kamala Harris to miss 398 of 1,300 roll call votes, which is 30% out of the median roll calls for 2.4% for lifetime record of senators serving. I don't think that's ethical. I don't think it's ethical for her to withhold exculpatory evidence in at least 5 cases, one of which she paid a witness $60K to testify on the stand. I don't think that's ethical.
Yeah, that's a great point. I don't know what the hell that guy was saying when he came up here, speaking of ethics.
Yeah, they got hot garbage for ethics, but that's all I came to say.
Lady's crooked as a $3 bill.
And why are they always so misogynist? Isn't that funny?
Yeah, but yet these are the same people who are for women's reproductive rights. It baffles me. They're so against Roe versus Wade. They're so for women's reproductive rights, but yet they're the most misogynist people out there.
It's not reproductive right. There's no reproducing going on there. It's just termination rights.
It's just
they like to phrase it that way, but it's not the truth.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing reproducing going on.
Sorry, you're not taking on any more conservatives, because I'd love to wipe the floor with half these people, but I get you're looking for opposition.
All right, well, we'll keep you up for now. I'm going to search for a Democrat here. Guys, if you can get us up to, I see you got us to 125K. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You guys are rock stars. You guys are amazing. If you can get us up to 200,000 likes, that's my next ask of you. We're ahead of schedule here. We're almost at 200,000 likes. We've only been live for 45 minutes. Great job, people. Great job. You guys are amazing.
Hey, Justin, did you hear about the U.S. Citizenship Act at all?
No.
It's so Kamala pledged, in her platform pledged, to pass the U.S. Citizenship Act. It's the most radical amnesty bill that has ever been written. Here's what it does. It gives amnesty for human traffickers and gang members. No welfare restrictions for migrants. It lets deportees return to America. And there's a lot more in there. If you want to look it up, it's the U.S. Citizenship Act. It'll blow you away, all the stuff that's in there. It's found on Democrats. If you guys don't believe me, it's found on Democrats.org. And you can look up the U.S. Citizenship Act. Absolutely no restrictions for anybody whatsoever.
Is it sponsored in the House? That way I could look it up.
We're looking for some ops here.
Democrats.org.
Looking for some ops, guys. Looking for some Democrats. Put a capital D in the chat if you're requesting to come up and you're an op.
It has a new family reunification parole process to allow eligible individuals from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Colombia, Cuba, and Haiti to be reunited with family in the United States, regardless of deportation status. They want to change the title from immigrants to refugees. They want to be a leader in refugee resettlement. There's just so many things in here. It's crazy. You think the immigration's high now? Wait till Kamala, if Kamala ever gets a chance to be in office, you're going to see a blow up of it.
All right, Jose, go ahead and tell us why you support Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name or Joe Biden's administration.
I don't support Harris. I support Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is the best Democrat to run forever. And I don't understand why so many people are not seeing this. And Tulsi Gabbard was another really great candidate. I don't understand why the Democrats are losing their two best candidates and going with this. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel that we should support like a Kennedy, for crying out loud, and no one's even talking about it. He's not even in the debate.
Well, here's what doesn't make sense to me. Here's what doesn't make sense to me is that you would waste your vote on a guy like that who is trying to appease as if he is some type, or appease or appear as if he is some kind of a moderate or an independent when he's not. He's as far left as they come, and he was a Democrat. Let's not forget, a lot of his ideals are even more radical than, I would say, even not more,
Joe
but
Biden.
just as radical as Joe and Harris in some of the things he thinks of. He's very close to Bernie Sanders. He's friends with him. He said he's been a friend of Biden's for over 50 years, the Obamas. He said he wants to ban fracking. He said he wants to have bans on certain firearms. When you start trying to ban certain firearms, here's the problem I have, okay? You're basically infringing on my Second Amendment right. And what the Second Amendment right says, you have a right to bear arms. These rights shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. And you're infringing on my rights when you try to put certain bans on firearms. That's not up for him to decide, okay? And it is our constitutional right that we stand behind that, and we shouldn't have people trying to make rules when it comes to that. It's not the firearms, okay? It's not the people that hurt, or it's not the actual firearm itself that hurts other people. It's the person behind the firearm, okay? And when people start realizing that, then maybe we'll get some headway. I think we'll stop a lot of these mass pew-pewings at a lot of these schools if we send back the Department of Education, we close it, we send it back to the states so the actual people can decide. And this way, maybe we can get some more funding. Maybe we can get some police officers in there and some metal detectors. Maybe we start there. Or at more of these events, we actually get them secured and people actually watch them who are trained. So that's the problem I have with him. Also, he made a statement saying that Republicans, or no, he said red states, people in red states, Republicans, they're more likely to impregnate your teenage daughter. He's just said some of the most radical things. And if he's supposed to be appearing as some kind of a moderate who's going to pull in both sides, you don't make statements like that. Anyways.
Besides voting for RFK at this point, if you even happen to get this guy to swing one state, you will have ruined the entire election because this election is going to be very close.
Jose, what do you say about that?
I mean, I think that it's important to not focus on the two-party system because the two-party system is ruining our country. We have to start looking at third options. And yes, he's very far left for me. Like, I don't like how far left he is. I'm actually more far right. I was a Ron Pauler back in the day. But I think that the two options given to us are just not good options. And I think he presents himself as someone who can help us.
So we understand your opposition to Harris because we have the same thing, which, by the way, it wasn't Harris, but for a few weeks ago. But what's your opposition to Trump? That's what blows my mind away.
To be honest, I'm honestly considering voting for Trump only because I think Harris would absolutely destroy this country. I'll say that. But at the same time, I think we have to start looking at third-party options in general because the two-party system is just...
Listen. I'm not going to say we should... I'm not for abolishing the third-party option or getting rid of it. That would just be outright crazy. Because if we ever have a point in time where we don't agree with the candidate on the left or the right, then we're definitely going to need that third option. We also have the Libertarian Party, too. So we'll need that one day. Maybe. I don't know. We might. Because if Trump doesn't get in office, then you're definitely going to need that independent option. Because at that point, then both parties will just be a lost cause. Democrat Party is already a lost cause. But if Donald Trump loses on November 5th, the Republican Party will be a lost cause, ladies and gentlemen. There's no recovering. There's no coming back from this. Okay? Not only that, but your country is going to be done for. You thought it was bad now. It's going to get much, much, much worse. You've seen nothing yet. These people that are running for office now, Harris, okay, and Tampon Tim, you thought Joe was bad. They're going to make him look like the best thing since sliced bread. I'm telling you. They're going to make them look fantastic because they're just going to be off the reins and they're going to be balls to the walls, all gas, no brakes, and they're just going to let it go. They're going to do any and everything they want, and nothing will be off the table. They're only saying what you want to hear right now. They're trying to appease to you so they can garner your vote. That's all they want. Because if they were truly about doing all these things, Harris is in office right now, this very moment. Why isn't she talking about, why hasn't she gotten any of the things done that she's talking about she wants to get done if she's elected? They're still in office for another 5 months, and she's got the ear of the president, which, by the way, okay, she can be very influential as well. She has huge influence when it comes to getting things passed, just like the president does. They can't pass bills themselves. Like, they can't get legislation written themselves in particular, right? But they can definitely have some influence behind what does and doesn't get passed, or what starts getting written up as a piece of legislation.
Why are her economic policies running against her own economic policies?
Thank you for the guitar, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah, why is her own new policies running against her old policies? That's what blows me away. She's running against her own platform economically. She's saying that inflation is too high, and she's trying to find a cure for inflation. Make it make sense.
Jose, I appreciate you coming up, brother, and I'm going to find somebody new here.
I crunched the numbers on that proposal she wanted to do with giving every first-time home buyer $25,000. It would cost us annually about $44 billion. But hey, they're going to tackle inflation with more spending.
Looking for another Democrat to come up. Go ahead and request up into the box, or put a capital D in the chat. And if we can get to 200K likes, guys, double tap the screen here, like the live. Do it for a good 5 minutes if you can. I appreciate everybody that's been tapping and liking. Hit the red follow button at the top of the screen if you're new to the live, if you're MAGA, if you're ultra MAGA, if you're for President Trump, welcome in. Capital W's in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. Put a single capital W in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. Welcome in. And we could use an op. We could use an op request. Particularly a Harris supporter. That's what I want to find. And this might be one right here. I don't know.
Hey, that crazy lady that looked like Nancy Pelosi, do you remember what she said? She said Donald Trump, this is the biggest self-own ever, Donald Trump would be able to weaponize the Department of Justice to go after his political opponents. He could even turn the FBI into his own personal police force. Does that sound familiar by any chance?
Yes, that sounds like what Joe did to President Trump. Going after his political opponent. Blonde, who are you voting for?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good Lord. We already know.
Yeah, we can hear you. Who are you voting for?
Oh, I don't vote. I'm not a citizen. I don't even know how I got in here.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Brittany, who are you voting for?
Hey, I'm voting for Harris.
Okay, great. Tell us why you support Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name or Joe Biden's name.
Sure. Well, I think that she's very well spoken, and she brings a lot of energy and unity to the party. I think that she will represent all Americans, not just blue Americans, but also red Americans. She's been a prosecutor and served the public. Like, the majority of her career has been in public service. Like, one of her first jobs, even, like, she's like very middle class, like just like the majority of Americans are. She went to college, became educated, pulled herself up by her bootstraps. I think that's what most people say that you're supposed to do.
She wasn't middle class.
She literally worked at Walmart McDonald's while she was in college, through school. And she, like, her mom, like, raised her, and they had a very, very, like, humble beginnings and worked her way up into government. And I just think that because she's been a prosecutor, and she's always served the community, always served the public. Her whole career has been in service to people. She's for the people. And she's also for, like, women's rights and minorities' rights, and everybody just having, like, a fair shot at, like, getting ahead. She's not for, like, mega corporations and billionaires. She's for, like, normal working class. She's pro-union. I watched the whole DNC, watched her get endorsed by the UAW.
What is she going to do? What is she going to do if she gets in? How is she going to improve your life or make it better? What are her policies?
The Inflation Reduction Act is one. women's right to bodily autonomy.
That's a Joe Biden policy.
No, it's not. It's a Kamala Harris policy.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Yes, it absolutely is. I have a whole PDF of her resume and how she's voted on every single policy. If you'd like to look over it and start reading it,
well, in fact,
it's very detailed. It tells you everything she thinks about health care. It tells you everything she thinks about Social Security, everything she cares about with Medicare, everything she cares about with affordable housing, off of how she votes.
How she votes. So does she actually have policies on her website that we can look at physically?
You can look at everything she's voted on. You know, she's set the most records for tie breaking.
I don't care what she's voted on. Unless she's actually saying she's behind that policy or she's backing that policy.
That's how you tell what somebody's behind. You look at what they vote on.
No, that's not what that means.
If someone puts a bill in front of her and she makes the tie-breaking vote on it, and you can tell what she voted on with it, absolutely, you can tell what her policies are just by how she's voted. Absolutely,
okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a quick example. Okay, if you just quit flapping your jibs for a minute. If
so, a very respectful man.
I don't really care.
To a lady
so
like
I don't really care.
Oh,
so we have.
Here we go.
Would you like me to talk to you?
Ma'am, if we have Amy Klobuchar, okay, Amy Klobuchar voted with Trump 33% of the time. Does that mean that she supports Trump's policies?
She doesn't support Trump's policies.
Ma'am, Amy Klobuchar voted with Trump 33% of the time. Does that mean she supports Trump?
I'm talking about Harris.
Ma'am, it doesn't matter. Hold on, Amy Klobuchar ran for the presidency. Do you remember that? It was only a few short years ago. So could I say that Amy Klobuchar supports Trump's policies because she voted for Trump 33% of the time? Yes or no?
I don't know who you're talking about. You're completely changing the subject.
You said that based off the way someone votes, that is their policy and that's what they believe in. So does Amy Klobuchar, is she 1/3 Republican?
I have no idea. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't speak on things I don't know about.
You don't know who Amy Klobuchar is? Lady, you're not into politics at all. You actually know nothing about Harris. You know nothing about Harris at all.
I just watched the whole DNC.
Congratulations. I watched the episode of Full House. Does that mean I know who Bob Saget is?
Okay, you could try to discredit me on what I know.
Because you're very discreditable. That's why the things you say make no sense. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be nice.
I was ignorant and I was uneducated, you know who I voted for?
I don't really care. I want to be nice. I'm going to hand you over to Nonverbal because she's a little bit nicer than me. Go ahead.
Okay, do you agree with her policy on no tax on tips that she suddenly came out a couple days later after Donald Trump said it?
You can turn your microphone off.
I didn't realize someone had turned mine off, I guess. Her policy is different on the no tax on tips. Hers is actually for a income bracket, a lower income bracket on the no tax on tips. His actually also applies to hedge funds and mega corps too. That's not just a no tax on tips that he's going for. And we're currently living underneath Trump's tax code is in play right now.
And it's had the highest breaking tax revenue that we've seen in at least 8 years.
And that's why everyone's like, oh, we can't afford anything because every single time they swipe their card, they pay more in taxes.
Well, hold on. You're going off on a monologue. Let's tackle one thing at a time, ma'am, please.
People lost their child tax credits. No, we're talking about taxes.
We're talking about taxes, and you're running off already. Okay, I asked you a very specific question. Are you aware what's in the American Rescue Plan?
No.
You're not aware of the tax provision in the American Rescue Plan, in which Kamala Harris supported.
I'm aware of Trump's tax plan that we currently live in.
Are you aware that via the American Rescue Plan that the IRS is now going to start going after people for peer-to-peer transactions like Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, etc.
Because business owners get paid that way, and business owners should be taxed.
Right, but this isn't about business owners, ma'am. This is a $600 annual cap. So every time you make over $600 on any of these, no, ma'am, excuse me. Anytime you make over $600 on any of these applications now, on your 2024 tax filing, you're going to have to fill out a 1099. And $600 is not a whole lot of money. So this is directly going to affect the lower class specifically and the middle class.
Okay, are you aware of what...
I think I found a female Ryan up in here.
Are you aware of what Trump's tax code did? Because I'm pretty sure
it produced high...
finish on it.
It produced the highest breaking revenue that we've received from tax plans in, 10 years.
Corporations and billionaires. The guy who never paid taxes, we gave him permission to write our tax code, and he never paid taxes. And we expected that all of a sudden he was going to work with the middle people, the middle class.
I'm sorry, did you look at his tax filing? Have you seen his tax returns, ma'am?
He never paid taxes. That's why he didn't want to turn them over.
How do you know? Excuse me, billionaires pay lots of money in taxes. I'm sure you're aware. They pay property taxes, they pay corporation taxes, they pay all kinds of taxes.
Actually,
that's absurd.
He released his tax filings to the public, if I'm not mistaken.
And he had bankrupted literally a freaking casino. How bad at business do you have to be?
He has a 93% success rate. A 93% success rate. That's better than Warren Buffett. That's better than Mark Cuban.
She has 500 businesses, honey.
Correct me if I'm wrong,
500
but you
businesses.
just got
If
done
you have
saying-
8 bankruptcies, that's a pretty good
Correct me if
success
I'm
rate
wrong,
out
but
of
you just got
500.
done saying
A
that.
casino. Nobody bankrupts a casino except for
You
Trump.
said he didn't file his taxes, but he produced
I didn't say he
them.
didn't file it. I said he didn't pay.
Boom, look at them jets. Wow, there you go now, Verbal. Holy.
Damn, I want a jet show.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your support.
Wow, that's a dog
Ma'am,
walk, baby.
billionaires pay taxes. I don't know if you know,
8%.
but until the federal
8%.
government proves that they're responsible with our federal tax dollars, they shouldn't get an extra dime. They need to go back to the drawing board and find out where they can cut spending, because that's how normal people conduct a budget. When you're running a deficit, you look to where you can cut costs, not where you can steal from your neighbors for more money. And that's exactly what the federal government is doing.
So again, Brittany, with all these facts presented to you and everything that we said, showing you that Kamala's tax plan and her policies, so-called policies, which you say they're policies because it's just some policies you voted on them for, don't work for the American people. Can you please explain why you're voting for her?
That's not true. We've already seen what Trump's tax code did.
That's what I mean. We said don't mention Trump. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is what we do. Okay? We take a liberal up here. We listen to what they have to say. They say these things are nonsensical. These things that don't make sense.
I voted for Trump twice.
Hold on, lady.
Okay?
Lady, I said quit flapping your jibs, and I mean it.
Well, why are you voting for Harris?
At the end of the day, you guys get triggered because at the end of the day, here's what you're voting for. If you're not voting for Kamala, because only a few weeks ago you were voting for Biden, you're voting against Trump. That's what your vote is for. You're casting a vote. They could put up a tuna sandwich and you would vote for that regardless. And you would say, oh, the policies of the tuna sandwiches because it's low carb. And listen, lady, it's all about your hatred for Trump. Stand on your 10 toes, say it with your chest, say that you don't like Trump, and then we will agree that at the end of the day that's what you're voting for. It's as simple as that, because you keep bringing up Trump. Trump. You're not voting for Trump, lady. Bring up Kamala. Let's talk about her. And just because you have a bunch of PDFs that you printed out on your Epson printer and you have a stack of papers in front of you doesn't make it true, doesn't make it real, doesn't mean that she has any policy, procedure, agenda, or whatever. Just say that you don't like Trump and we'll be fine with it. Oh, where did she go? Oh, she ran. Oh, we have a Barack Hussein Bolt again, another track star.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think she knew anything about the policies that she was talking about or Donald Trump's tax plan.
No, and what you brought up was a very good point. The tax on $600 over it was a reporting for PayPal, Cash App, any sort of those transactions.
Yeah.
These aren't businesses. These aren't corporations. These are small business owners. These are people that actually make trades. Anyone that's involved in like Etsy, anybody that's involved in any sort of online sales, anybody that just wants to like sell a couple of things. Maybe they do a couple of garage sales and they make some money. It's crazy that the reporting has to come in. Why are they attacking the small people in America and they're not going after the people in America, such as Congress and the Senate, which, by the way, spend $1.2 trillion more than they take it in taxes?
Oh,
We're almost
they agree to pay themselves more money.
We're almost at 200K likes here. I want to thank the people in advance. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get to 225,000 as our next goal. If you're a Trump supporter, if you're MAGA, if you're ultra MAGA, welcome to the live. Hit the red follow button at the top of the screen if you're new. And put a capital W in the chat if you're new to the live or if you are a Trump supporter.
Nonverbal, is this your backup account?
It is.
Yeah, I saw you in other lives. Are you in our Discord at all?
I don't think I'm in y'all's Discord. I go on SK's live.
Yeah, that's right. That's where I see you.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So we have a Discord. Justin's going to bring it up real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah. So
if you send me the link and I'll join it, and then I can send you some documents, because if you look at the tax revenue chart on USTreasury.gov, you'll see the trajectory go up to a 45-degree angle almost straight up since his tax plan came into play. And then when the Inflation Reduction Act goes into effect, you see it go into a 45-degree decline. It's actually amazing to see. These visuals are perfect for people because it's undeniable.
Yeah, so if anybody isn't familiar with what Discord is, it's a big group chat. It's an app. It's free. We made our Discord server about 3 weeks ago. We're at 1,404 members. I'm going to be giving away a free MAGA hat to the 1,500th person to join from Trump's official merchandise shop. Okay. I'm also going to raffle another one off to everybody in the Discord server. If you're interested in joining, that is my username on Discord above, right here where my finger's pointing. Add me as a friend, MAC6285, and I will personally invite you. If you don't know what Discord is, go download it in the App Store on iPhone or Google Play. It's free. It's DISCORD. That's the name of it. You can post pictures in there, videos, memes, share videos from other platforms. We do a live panel on there, but most importantly, your free speech is not restricted on there. And you can join a group with all like-minded Trump supporters, such as yourself. Trump supporters only in the Discord. You have to be a Trump supporter. The name of the group is called the Ultra MAGA Trump Club. So if you're interested in joining, go download that app, create an account, and add me as a friend. And you can screenshot this if you need to. That's the name of the app, Discord, and then that's my username. Add me as a friend, I'll invite you. But keep tapping that screen, guys. 225K, we're almost there. Let's bring up another Democrat here.
And while we're bringing that Democrat up, we have to talk about Joe Biden's biggest lie of the night. He said that there's fewer border crossings today than when Donald Trump left office.
Oh my God, yeah, this is ridiculous.
By the way, that's when Title 42 and Remain in Mexico was in place, and that was the biggest lie of the night that he told, among others. This, by the way, I'm glad to see him gone. What's scary is his replacement. That's what's really scary. He was very beatable. I'm not saying that Kamala isn't beatable. She obviously is, but she is very scary because she is, if Joe Biden had another 20 years and was younger, the most radical ticket that you've ever seen in American history. It's no longer about good versus evil. It was during Joe Biden's presidency and Trump's candidacy. It was good versus evil. Now it's communism versus the Constitution. There's a big difference.
I guess this guy isn't loading in for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. Looking for a Democrat. Put a capital D in the live chat. If you're a Democrat and you want to come up in the panel, I'll invite you in.
Because y'all love the D. The Democrat. D, that's what I meant.
Ryan, when do you get your main account back?
I just invited somebody up. Here he is. But I get mine back on the 25th, of course.
Are you kidding me?
23rd, my bad.
Oh, okay.
How's it, guys?
Sir, why are you voting for Kamala?
I actually put a laughing face next to the capital D, and then Justin accepted me, just saying. Listen, my interest is that I work for an American company, but I'm not in America. So I just want to say one thing. If you look at Kamala, she reminds me of a chameleon, right? One of your previous Democrat guests said, why is Trump saying that she's not black? Kamala is not black when it suits her. She's a chameleon. She will say absolutely anything to suit any narrative. She's a flip-flopper. If you can just imagine Kamala sitting at a table with Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, what do you think is going to happen around that table? Do you think anything constructive from her side is going to come from that? Or whether it would come from Trump? So I'm actually not speaking to you guys. I'm speaking to the Democrats that's in this live. Just think about that. She's probably going to giggle her way through the discussion. You know, you don't have to like Trump as someone to come over for a barbecue to your house. But Trump is the guy that is going to get things done.
You're right. All right, man. Thanks for coming up, mate. I appreciate it, brother. But we're looking for opposition, brother. Thanks for your support.
Yep, we need ops. What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Hey, brother.
Okay, Tom, tell us why are you voting Harris, or who are you voting for?
I am absolutely not voting Harris, but I'm on your side. Two things. I work for your federal government. I work for the DOD, and there are more people on Trump's side than Camilla's side. And every time I see, oh, Camilla is ahead, or she's by 51%, no. False news.
All right, I appreciate you coming up, but we need ops. Bombshell.
Yeah, that was good testimony, though. Appreciate it, brother.
It was pretty slick of you, though, acting like a Democrat just to come up, brother. We're looking for Dems, guys. Look, listen.
I don't think Tom was the one who acted like that. I don't think.
I know. I wasn't dropping you because I don't like hearing nothing like that. We're trying to do like a new show here, and we're trying to run it a different way. Because we got to be careful who we bring up. And I think I like running it better this way anyway, where we bring one Democrat up at a time, and maybe even two. I don't know yet. I'll take two. It doesn't matter. We can even the playing field. But I think the show running like this operates much better, to be honest. And I see a lot of people running the show like this. So we're trying it out tonight. It seems to be working just fine. And put a capital D in the chat if you're a Democrat and you want to request to come up. Don't be scared. You guys, you support Harris, well, then you should be able to tell us why you support the lady with